The stunning profile speaks directly to the strong influence of aerodynamics. The 6th generation Corvette Coupe has less than a .29 coefficient of drag. That's the best that's ever been achieved on a Corvette. And coupled with the body's tapered sides, it brings new levels of quiet to the passenger cabin by slicing neatly and precisely through the air. Not to mention an impressive feeling of stability and confidence at speed. The aerodynamic emphasis with Grand Sport and Z06 was on controlling lift and applying downforce for improved stability at high speeds and better handling control during high-performance cornering maneuvers. Z06 and Grand Sport includes a number of track-tested aerodynamic devices to create and manage downforces at high speeds, including a front air splitter, enlarged rear spoiler, and leading-edge extensions with the front wheel openings. The ZR1 takes it a step further with a carbon fiber front splitter and rocker extensions, plus a unique full-width body color rear spoiler to reduce lift. The aerodynamic enhancements improve the ZR1 stability at its top track speed of 205 miles per hour. All Corvettes are lower to the ground than the typical car, so be sure to approach standing water slowly and carefully to avoid flooding the engine compartment. Special care should be taken with the Grand Sport and Z06 front splitter and the ZR1 carbon front splitter and rocker extensions when parking and driving on ramps. This Corvette is also light, which contributes significantly to its outstanding performance. Your Corvette's entire body is made of composite panels. Carefully chosen for low weight, outstanding fit and finish, and incomparable durability and corrosion resistance, these composite panels are state-of-the-art, using advanced techniques to yield a whole new level of quality. The hood, doors, hatch, and on the convertible, the decklet and tonneau cover are made with rigid fiberglass reinforced polyester and formed using a sheet molding compound process. The front and rear fascias are made of polyurethane and formed using a reinforced reaction injection molding process. The coupes and convertibles' front fenders are a new material that uses a mica-filled thermoplastic, while the Z06 and ZR1 feature carbon fiber fenders, an extremely light material that is used in their floor panels as well as several other components. The ZR1 also has a carbon fiber roof, roof bow, splitter, hood, and rocker extensions. The coupe's painted roof is made of composite material bonded to a magnesium frame structure, and the transparent roof is polycarbonate. What does all that mean? For each panel, the material and process are specifically designed to handle the stresses and challenges unique to that particular area of the vehicle. In back, you'll notice the center high mounted stop lamp is integrated into the rear spoiler. That spoiler does an exceptional job of reducing lift and providing greater high-speed stability. The backup lamps are integrated into the lower valance, and the circular tail lamps are reminiscent of the early 60s models. The dual rear exhaust with quad tailpipes and polished stainless steel tips clearly signals the potent performance just waiting to be unleashed. And Corvette's finely tuned exhaust note gives evidence of larger muffler volume, tri-flow technology, and other refinements that reduce back pressure and enhance performance. Up front, exposed high-intensity discharge headlamps provide 66% more light output and a 25% wider beam pattern than the prior generation's headlamps. And the fixed design contributes to Corvette's sleek, lower profile, integrating neatly into the aerodynamic design. And while we're talking about the headlamp system, you may occasionally notice white fog or condensation on the inside of your headlamp lenses. This condition is normal and can be expected when your Corvette is exposed to changes in temperature, such as when washing your vehicle or exiting a heated garage. It's also likely to appear in climates with a greater high to low temperature range, and where ambient humidity levels are typically high. As the temperature in the lamp increases during use, the fog or condensation will vaporize and exit the lamp usually within 2 to 6 hours depending on the environment. There are also integrated fog lamps for better visibility in foggy or misty conditions. They're controlled on the multifunction lever next to the exterior lamp control. Turning the band to the fog lamp position turns the lamps on. Note that the fog lamps will not operate when the high beams are on. Another innovative feature that reduces both wind noise and road noise is the indexing door glass system. You may have noticed that the door glass seems to move down a little every time the door is open or closed. That's the indexing system. Every time the driver touches the pad at the rear edge of the door glass indexes down slightly, allowing the glass to clear the window seal lip as the door is opened or closed. The result is better fit, reduced closing efforts, and quieter window operation. If you should ever disconnect your Corvette's battery, or if it ever goes dead, you will need to re-index the glass. After reconnecting the battery, close the door and lower the windows fully, then raise them up. Release the switches and then hold them in the up position for 3 seconds. Release and then hold them in the up position for another 3 seconds. This is especially important for convertibles with the power top, as it will not operate until the windows are re-indexed. The nearly airtight nature of Corvette's cabin also led engineers to include a hatch pull-down with the coupe. This ensures a tight seal without requiring any sort of slamming effort on your part. In the event that your Corvette has a power pull-down, it is engaged by pushing the hatch past the close point to secure it. The smaller decklet of the convertible features a manual latch. Ready for some open-air cruising? Okay, here's how you remove and stow the coupe's roof panel. We suggest that you ask someone to help you the first time until you're comfortable doing it yourself. First, be sure to roll the windows down and open the hatch. Then, unlock the 2 front release latches by pulling each handle out. The driver's side handle moves toward the driver's door, and the passenger side handle moves towards the passenger door. To unlock the rear latch, first press the back of the release handle in. Next, use your thumb to press the button on the back of the release handle, and then pull down the latch lever with your fingers. Now, standing on one side of the car, first lift the front edge of the panel up and forward. When the panel is loose, grab it as close as you can to the center and lift it away. With the panel away from the roof, turn it so the front edge is facing the storage area. Then, insert the panel so the outside front edges line up between the receiver covers. With the panel lined up, push it forward until it stops. Now you can gently set the roof panel down so the back pins on the panel snap into the storage area receivers. Keep in mind that if you rest the roof panel on its edge, you can damage the panel, its weather stripping, or its paint. To reinstall the roof panel, carefully position it over the top of the car with the rear edge to the weather strip on the back of the roof opening. Then, align and fit the pins at the rear of the roof panel inside the openings in the rear overhead weather strip. Next, gently lower the panel's front edge to the front edge of the opening and turn the front release handles inward so they latch to the closed position. Then, push up on the handle of the rear roof release handle to latch its hook in the closed position. The owner manual provides additional information on removal and reinstallation of the coupe's roof panel. The ultra-high-performance Z06 and ZR1 feature a fixed roof as a critical structural member, allowing for the car's unique all-aluminum structure to reduce mass and enhance performance. Now, let's look at the convertible tops, starting with lowering the power top. First, make sure that there's nothing located forward of the rear trunk divider, and then secure the rear trunk partition in the upright fastened position. Then, close the trunk. Start the engine if it's not running already. Re-index the glass if the battery has been disconnected. Now, release the convertible top front latch located above the inside rear view mirror by pulling and turning it clockwise. Once the roof is unlatched, it then needs to be pushed up slightly on the front edge to move it past the center latch. Generally speaking, just unlatching the roof and pressing the button will not get the roof to move. Next, push and hold the bottom of the power convertible top button. The convertible top button is located to the left of the steering wheel on the instrument panel. The windows will automatically lower, and the convertible top will lower into the rear of the car. A chime will sound when the top is completely lowered. To raise the top, first make sure that you are on a flat and level surface. Putting the top up on a hill or a slope may prevent it from aligning properly. Next, push and hold the top of the button. The windows will lower, if necessary, and the top will raise. Make sure the car is in park for an automatic or that the parking brake is set on manual transmission vehicles. Once the top is completely raised, release the button. Now you can pull the convertible top front latch down and turn it counterclockwise to lock the top in place. Although it doesn't occur very frequently, in the event of battery loss or some other electrical system failure, you may find that you need to manually raise the power convertible roof. Before you attempt to do so, however, we would ask that you first consult with your owner manual for complete step-by-step instructions. Failure to correctly follow the outlined procedures, including waiting a full 5 minutes from the last time the convertible top button was pressed to using the specially designed wrench to release the pressure on the roof's hydraulic pump, may result in significant damage to the top mechanism. That said, and as it's especially valuable to know how to raise the power roof manually, we will now take you through a brief demonstration of the many steps needed to manually raise the power roof correctly. So here we go. First and foremost, tilt the passenger side seat of the car forward and unlatch the tonneau cover. This is done by locating the wire cable loop located under the tonneau cover and pulling it firmly to unlock the cover itself. Now lift up the tonneau cover. The system's built-up hydraulic pressure will usually hold the cover in the upright position. Next, locate the emergency hydraulic pump tool in your Corvette's center console. From here, untuck the side of the carpeting located behind the passenger seat to gain access to the hydraulic pump. Next, place the tool's end into the receptor nut located on the top of the hydraulic valve. The next step is very crucial. Once the end of the tool has been placed into the pump's receptor, turn the tool counterclockwise for 1 full revolution to release the hydraulic pressure that has been built up in the pump. Once this has been completed, remove the tool and place it in a safe location away from the roof mechanism, such as in your pocket. Now, re-tuck back into place the piece of carpeting around the hydraulic pump. From here, reach into the storage area and firmly pull up on the front edge of the roof to remove the roof from its closed position. Once the roof has been fully removed, lift both the front and the rear of the roof so that the flaps are in a 90-degree upright position. Next, close the tonneau cover. And here, please note that you will feel some resistance from the remaining hydraulic pressure built up within the pump mechanism. So be sure to push down firmly to secure and lock the tonneau cover in place. Next, lower the rear edge of the roof cover and then firmly press down on the front edge of the roof cover to bring it into contact with the windshield. Now, return the passenger seat to its reclined position and enter the vehicle. Then, reach up and secure the front edge of the roof to the windshield using the locking handle. Now that the roof has been securely returned to its fully upright position, you need to remember that when the power to the vehicle has been restored, the hydraulic bolt that was loosened to allow the power roof to be manually raised must once again be retightened by turning it fully clockwise in order to restore normal power roof capabilities. Now let's look at lowering the manual convertible top. Start by making sure the trunk is closed. Also, put automatic transmissions in park and set the parking brake on manual transmission vehicles. Next, pull the convertible top front latch down and turn it clockwise to unlock it. The driver and passenger door glass should also move to full down. With the latch unlocked, lift up on the top's front edge to raise it off the windshield frame. And then lift up on the top's rear edge so it's perpendicular to the tonneau cover. The top's front and rear edges should now be straight up. Tilt the driver's seat back forward and press the storage compartment release button located on the underside of the tonneau cover, behind the seat. Then lift the tonneau cover. If the tonneau cover doesn't release and 3 chimes are heard, check to make sure the trunk is closed. To avoid damaging the convertible top, always make sure the top's rear edge is in the full down position before lowering it into the storage compartment. Push forward on the convertible top's front edge and allow the top's rear edge to move into its full down position. Then move the top rearward to its fully stored position. You can now close the tonneau cover by pushing it down with a swift, firm motion. Alright, now that we've covered how to lower the manual convertible roof, let's take a couple of minutes to find out how to raise the manual top. There are a couple of ways of first accessing the tonneau release feature. The easiest way is to tilt the driver's seat forward, behind which you can press the yellow tonneau release button. The second way is to tilt the passenger seat forward and access the manual release cable that is located near the center waterfall. This is especially useful in the event of battery power loss. Lift the tonneau cover, then grip the top's front center edge and apply a brisk upward and forward motion to get the top in the full up position. Raise the front and then the rear edge of the top to its full up position. Then close the tonneau cover with a swift, firm motion. Next, lower the top's rear edge by first slightly pushing the front edge of the convertible top forward. Now, from outside the car, push the top's front edge down, or pull the top's front edge down from the center pull-down handle located inside the car. Finally, pull the top's front latch handle down and turn it counterclockwise to lock the convertible top. Now, while what we've just covered here is a pretty detailed review, there's still more information available in the owner manual, and we strongly suggest that when you have time, you take a few moments to review it.